gang, what is going on? This is Zypher07 aka Z, and today we're going to be taking a look at the newly released PS-21 Medicus aka Mastermind Creations take on a masterpiece first aid. So there he is with his accessories. First up, we'll take a quick look at his box. It has the same style, just straight artwork, no see-through window that the Blastoff had, all built in. Yes, he is all built in. Doctor on the side, we have the whole team. On the back, we have Defensor, Arm mode, Van mode, Robot mode, tech specs. He comes with a red decoder, and there you can see his tech specs. Strength, low, intelligence, high, speed, low, 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 basically all the way up into skill. Very skillful doctor, it's great. There's his bio if you want to read it. Alrighty. This side we got Medicus, the bottom we got Warden Warnings, and the top there's the toy. And that is pretty much it for the packaging. Other accessories he includes is the cardboardy card. There's his bio, toy, and stats. And actually those are a lot higher than I thought they were. Moving along, he also has the fold-out instructions, which were annoying to learn because fold-out instructions suck. And finally, he comes with his pistol. Little tiny pea shooter thing. You can bring him in here. That just slots in his hand by the typical method. Open his palm, move out his thumb, just like so. And you got the little tab in the back of the gun that'll slide into the slot in his hand. Close up his hand around it. And it is pretty loose fit, but once his hand is held there, he can hold it. And there you have Medicus ready to take on some Decepticons. Other features include, you can take the gun here, and this isn't in the instructions at all, this is just dumb storage that I have found being not so clever. You can kind of come to the back here and undo some of the transformation. Pull up, cat hair not included. Pull up the hood, pull open the glass, take his gun, shove it in there, and close up the glass. Close down the hood, and there you have his gun stored in robot mode, just if you wanted that, so you wouldn't lose it, because let's all be honest, I don't remember the last time I saw him with a gun, and after all, he is a pacifist. So let's take a closer look here, look at these details. You have his head, nicely sculpted lines, nice blue paint for the eyes. I really love that paint. There's a little bit of, didn't reach all the way. Moving down, I'm pretty sure the chest is painted here, which is nice, actually. Nice, like dark red, as opposed to this lighter red. Moving down, you have all the arm details, panel lines for transformation, but they kind of help break up the look. There's the front. There is the back. He cleans up really well. I like this profile on him. He has some chunky legs, but unlike Blastoff, this boy has articulation, which is quite nice. Speaking of articulation, let's take a look at it. First up, we'll come to his head. He has a ball joint, so he can look all quizzical and confused. Using this transformation joint, he can look up that far, or without it, he can look up that far. He can look down that far, which isn't that far, but he can do it. And he's on a ball joint, so he gets 360-degree motion. The arms here are on a hinge, can hinge out to that far, and then a secondary hinge up here, which can hinge all the way up. Moving down to the biceps, you have bicep swivel, double bend at the elbow for full range with this little piece that comes out as you rotate it, which is awesome. I love that engineering. Also, his chest wheels are not in the right orientation. They should be up, just like that, which is correct. Moving down to the wrist, he has a ball joint just like the rest, and the 4 individually pinned fingers, and the ball jointed thumb. Moving down the body, he has a waist rotation. Can do the full 360 degrees, which is great. He has a ratcheted ab crunch. Not too bad from the back, little ugly, but who's gonna see it from the back? Pull that up. Moving down to the legs, he has hip skirts on the front, hip skirts on the sides, and a single butt flap. And due to this cutout, his legs can move out that far, and the butt flap actually doesn't have to move out that far to register that, so it doesn't look that bad. Legs can kick forward that far, go all the way, and can move out all the way to the side. He has a double thigh swivel, thigh up here, and a thigh down here, due to the arm transformation. He has a tight 90-degree knee bend. And coming down to the ankles, he has a nice ankle pivot, which moves his whole plate. So you can get some pretty good wide stances. Just like so. Anyway, moving right along, we'll get to some size comparisons. Here we have Medicus next to, you guessed it, Masterpiece Sideswipe. He's a bit tall, I think, but maybe this is correct. I don't have a proper scale chart, so we'll see. And finally, we'll compare him not to his Combiner Wars counterpart, but his G1 counterpart, whose legs are super loose, because he's old. Whoop. Alrighty, and without further ado, let's get down to some transformation. First step you're gonna want to do, come to the back here. You can open up the front hood, open up this glass, open up this side panel, and just let the gun fall out. We'll use this later in vehicle mode, which I love. And we'll start off here at the arms. Come to the hand, orientate it just like so, putting the hand down there. Rotate it so that the fist is pointing up. Take your fingernail, get in this little panel, pop that open. Continue rotating it all the way around until you can take this panel and fold it in. Close up that panel. Then I'm gonna open this actually, just so it's a little bit easier for me. I take my pinky, push it through. That way I can bump out this panel up in the front here. Then close up that hand. Then you wanna take his elbow, close it just like so, and this peg will go into that port on his shoulder. There you have one arm done. We can do the same thing on the other side. Next up, we can take this panel under his chin, flip his head up, undo this panel and take his head and close it all the way back down and cover that panel over his head. You can come to the wheels here and just shift them down. It's on a tight slider here. You can hear it click, click. Now we can come to the back and work on this. Just open up this front hood piece, pull down this glass, open up these two side doors, flip out the tops all the way. Then you can come to this whole assembly in here, take all this and pull it out. At this point, I like to take the front of the hood and spin it around just before everything gets in the way. Although it already seems to have done that. There we go. Now I can come to these panels here, fold them down on each side, open them up. And now we'll work on these arms again. Just rotate them up like so and rotate them 180 degrees so that the L shape is upwards. Do that on both sides. And then we'll take this joint here and rotate it all the way back so that this tab in here tabs into that port. Just like so. And then that little port in there will tab over the arm and solidify all that into place. Do the same thing on this side here. Just like so, and close that up. Now we can take his gun, and I love storage, as you know. Take it, shove it in here, close that up, or plug that in there, sorry. Now you can come to the front. This little hole up here will get tabbed into these two tabs. Bring this down and tab that in, just like so. Now you can take the two sides of the cab, fold them up, and plug them into place. And do the same thing on the other side. And now we can hinge all this assembly down. You want this point pointed forward, then you can fold the rest of this back. Make sure that these are out of the way. And all of this will just accordion in on itself, allowing, hopefully, for all this to be flush and shut, just like so. Then you can take the two red light bars and fold them down. There you have the front of the truck all done. Next step, you want to come to the legs here. You can fold down this ankle, come to that top of the leg actually, and just pull, use what nails you have and extend it right here. Open this up, take the calf, and you're going to pull it out to the side and disconnect these tabs from in there. Take this and fold it 180 degrees, just like so. Then we'll come to the inside down here. We're gonna fold down this panel and collapse this half. Pull out the hand, pull it up on that joint right there. Open the fingers and close them just like so. And we'll take the leg and extend it. It's on a tight slider. There we go. Extend that just like that. Then we'll fold up back the hand, make sure the fingers are now on top, just like so. And then this half will peg in just right there. Next step, I like to engage the ab crunch just to make this easier. You're gonna take this thigh and you're gonna swivel it in. See how that's a little cut out there, so it's moved inward. Now we're gonna take the leg and actually accordion it, just like so, all the way around. Take this panel on the inside, close that up, collapse all that. Now we're gonna take the foot, put the heel back into there, take the toe, close it down, and take the rest of this panel and fold it up. You can just compress that down just like so, clipping it all over, ensuring that all of that is put together. Then we'll just so happen to do the same thing on the other side. Alrighty, now that we have the other side done, we can take both halves and just collapse them together. This will cause an issue that I will get into when we finish up into vehicle mode. Then we'll just take both halves and connect them just like so. Scrunch it all together, ensuring everything tabs up. And there we have Medicus in his vehicle mode. Now let me get him cleaned up and I will get right back to you. All right, now that we're here, we can take a look at this awesome looking, I think this was supposed to be a cherry vignette, except it's not modified like the ratchet cherry vignette. So it's just the stock one. Come in here for a closer look at these details. Got some nice silver paint apps for the headlights, turn signals picked out in orange, black picked up here in the grille and the front. These are just cast plastic up here for the windshield. Some pinstriping along the side here, this little triangle, which is accurate to the TV show. We have these little rubbery plastic mirrors. I worry about these breaking off because if you can see, that is a tiny bit of plastic holding it on. Along the side here, we have little dots picked out for where locks may be. Silver for the handles. As you can see, not everything lines up perfectly just because of some issues internally. There's the back. This is where my big issue comes in, because if I squeeze this together, all this comes undone. If I squeeze the top together, oh look, emergency doesn't spell emergency, the back doesn't really squeeze, the top, it just kind of has troubles putting it all together. Although, I'm not that mad about it, because I love this figure, and I love this company, so I have a little bias, but it is an issue if you do see that. Back, nice blue window. All these are picked out in blue because they're used for transformation, and they didn't want to make this out of clear plastic, which I enjoy. Weapon storage in the door, I love. There's the top. Light bars there. There's the side, there's the back. Another plastic wiper with the silver plate out here. Nice yellow there. There is the bottom, no visible head, which I love, as you know. Top, front, side. He is a van and he rolls just like they should. He has rubber tires, so he rolls pretty nicely, but you really gotta push him. Anyway, for size comparison, here he is with Masterpiece Sideswipe. And here he is with his G1 counterpart. Yellowy plastic. Alrighty, and that's about it for the police ambulance mode. Police ambulance? Nope, just ambulance. Ambulance mode. So let's get down to transformation into arm mode. Now this, we don't have to touch anything up here really. First step, you just want to crack them in half. Take the legs, extend them on both joints. Come down here to the inner leg. We're going to again open this top section, pull that out. Pull this panel down, take the hand, pull that out just like so, and rotate the back of the van. Now you can open up this panel, close this up, and tab it into the side over here. This tab will go into a slot in there. Make sure the hand's all oriented just like so, so it can connect properly. Then we can take the top, close it up. Come to the front here, take this panel and flip it all the way around until this tab plugs into here, just to keep everything secure. Then you can take this panel on the inside and just close that all up. And then we're going to want to do the same thing on the other side. Then we'll want to take both halves once we're here and connect them down the center, just like so. Plugging in all of these initial joints. Hello. Make sure that the thigh is collapsed as far as it'll go, or else this won't peg in properly. Taking the joints all the way up. Then we'll take the ab crunch and we'll actually crunch it all the way forward. Then you can crunch it back, and then this will engage the combiner port. Then we can take this panel, fold that back down, fold the combiner port up, just like so. Now you can take the front of the cab and rotate it so it's facing this way. Take the palm, rotate it so that the van is all oriented correctly, just like so. And we can take the hand and just orient it however we want. And there we have first aid in his arm mode. And today we will actually be taking a look at the articulation because, my goodness, they packed a lot into this all-in-one. First off, you get like bicep rotation as well as double joints at the elbow for eventually when we get our Defensor. I mean Maximus Pro, because Defensor is illegal. The arm will move out on this joint and it'll probably swivel, all the way around, just like things do. But where it really shines is this wrist and this hand. My goodness, they have all normal joints the old one had. The hinge here. I can move out the ball joint and the double hinge here at the thumb. And then 3 individually pinned fingers, just like the rest. But along with that, they added a splaying swivel. So you can get some really awesome splaying and grabbing positions. And they put a joint at the top of the wrist so you can get some real good grabbing. And if you want, the hand can just hold himself up, as hands tend to do. And that is just, blatantly awesome. Now, coming down to final thoughts here, I love this figure. I've said that about all the figures I've reviewed so far, but this one is exceptionally great. I love the engineering. I love how the hand has so much articulation. I love the paint. I love the sculpt. I love the engineering into the transformation that allows for such an accurate robot and such an accurate vehicle, even with the minor defects, into such an amazing arm. I cannot wait for their rendition of Defensor in the year to come. Besides that, some negatives I have viewed. The panels connecting in the vehicle mode is a big one for me. It kind of stinks, but maybe I'm doing something wrong. Maybe tolerances aren't just not right. Something I didn't mention that's a positive though, this inner paneling on the leg, how that folds out to then conceal the actual hand while in robot mode, unlike the iffy way that they did it for Blastoff and Vortex. Love that. No, I don't plan on getting the X-Transbots version of these guys. I'm sticking with my gang here. And I do think this looks like a whole lot more fun than whatever chaos it was to transform Fuzz, even though I'm sure I'll get myself into that when I pick up their rendition of Punch Counterpunch. Besides that, MMC I think is doing a great job. I can't wait to get more of their figures in the future, and I can't wait to continue on the series with you guys. This is a highly recommend for me if you love the Protectobots or if you love combiners. Definitely recommend this guy. He's totally awesome. Can't wait for you guys to see him if you ever get him in person. And that's about all I have to say for me from today. So remember, this is Zypher, aka Z, saying stay nerdy, keep loving what you love, and I will see you all next time. Peace out, guys.